Hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. Welcome to Monetizing Mondays. It is your girl, Yvonne Tasm, the Monetizer. Hope y'all are having an awesome day. It is just awesome over here. I'm coming into you today from Maryland. We had time changes in the U.S., so I know the time is different. We moved our time back. So it might seem like I'm coming to you an hour later, but we have time change. For those of you who are joining me live, say hello in the comments. Let us know where you're coming in from. If you have any questions as I'm sharing today, please feel free to share your comments. If you watch this on the replay, please type in hashtag replay, post your questions. I'm streaming to you today from Instagram as well as Facebook, right? So you guys are joining me on different platforms, and thank you so much for watching me today. It is your girl Yvonne Tasm, the Monetizer. If you are on Facebook, I need you to come on into the group. That is the Business Acceleration for Female Entrepreneurs. That is where we launch our businesses and making big things happen. If you're watching me on YouTube, I need you to like this button, share it, click on the notification button so you'll be informed the next time I drop another video. And if you're on Instagram, please share, like, and comment on this. So let us get started. So today is the final, oh, hi Bonnie from UK, how are you? I see Angela, I see Lexi. Let me know in the comments where you're coming in from. Alrighty, so let's get started. So this is the finale of a series that I have been doing for the past 4 weeks on improving your product sales, right? So I identify 4 of the main issues that hinders us product sales business from making sales on your businesses online. So if you have not been watching, please make sure you go back. It's right here on my feed. Wherever you're watching from, watch the last 3 videos, right? I shared on 3 different topics. The first one on the first week we covered painting the picture, right? Painting the picture, because some people struggle in the sales of their business because they're just not painting the right picture, right? So we don't sell by being aggressive. You sell by painting a picture. What does that mean? If you're able to describe your product in such a way where I am able to envision myself using those products, and for that reason I purchase your product, that means that you have painted an excellent picture of your products, right? So we covered that. That was 3 weeks ago. And then we also covered on sales. You're either being too pushy or you're not being pushy enough. There's a midpoint where you need to be straight up aggressive about selling. So you can't be all wimpy when it comes to sales. So we cover that also. And then we also cover how to target to the right demographics. I know so many people who would just randomly go online, order a particular product, and then after the product comes in from wherever you ordered it from, then start looking for who to purchase your product. So we teach you how to identify who your product is meant for, right? So that's what we've covered for the past 3 weeks, and today is the grand finale. And today I'm going to be talking about your website, right? The problems that you might be experiencing with your website, the reason why people might come to your website and they leave. So I'm going to share with you how to identify if you have a problem with your website and what to do to resolve that problem on your website. So when people come onto your website, they can take action, because one thing we have to keep in mind, like for those of us who are accustomed to going to the mall or going to a store, usually when you come into a store, there's usually a journey that a sales staff should take a customer through. And it usually looks like when the customer walks in, someone greets them and says hello. They ask them what you're looking for, how can they help them. Usually they will take them to whatever it is they want to purchase. you give them that item. If you're really good at what you're doing, you would now offer them something that complements that product, right? This is called upselling or cross-selling. Let's say the woman purchased a dress. You can now offer her a jewelry that matches that dress, right? So that's when you're doing upselling and cross-selling. And then after that, you help them, go to the register, you ring them up. And if it's a really good system, at checkout, they will also ask you to input your email address, so that way they can continue to market to you, right? And then you start getting promos, etc. from that company, from that store, because it is so important to know that the journey does not end with just that one-time sale, right? You must learn how to collect your customers' information. So basically, that same journey that you experience in a store, that same journey needs to take place on your website. So I'm going to be talking about that today. So let us get started. Hope you're enjoying what I've shared so far. Let me see some love, hearts in the comments. And feel free to share also in the comments what type of business you have. Do you have a website? Let me know in the comments. What type of business do you have? Do you have a product-based business? Do you sell products? Do you have a website? How is it going? Let me know in the comments, because I would love to share some tips with you while we're here. All right. So, a lot of times your products are not selling because you have an accessibility problem, right? You need to make sure that people can easily access your website, that all the functionality of your website is awesome, right? So sometimes this is what it looks like. Sometimes the problem might come from a poor website design, right? There's a certain map, there's a certain layout that every website should have, right? So it could be from poor website design. It could be that you failed to test your website on multiple browsers. Okay, now I have experienced this, not on my personal website, but I have actually attempted to go on certain websites on, what's the swirly one? It's not Chrome, the other popular one. I can't remember the blue swirly one. So that particular one, their websites I've tried to go on, and the website didn't load. The website did not load. I double checked and the website address was correct, and it just didn't load. And then when I opened the same website on Chrome, we all know Chrome, right? It opened up, right? So when you build your website, or when you have someone build your website, one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure you test it on the different browsers to make sure that it functions well with all browsers, because you never know what browser your customer might be using, right? And then also the navigation. There's some websites that are like bad directions. You've got to go through so many steps to get to where you need to get to, and it's so annoying. Like the website that I used to pay my water bill. Oh my God, I hate going on that website. It's just crazy. It just makes no sense, right? So you want to make the experience as pleasant as possible. I guess for the water bill, they don't care, because if you don't figure out how to use it, they will cut your water off. But for those of us selling products online, you want your website to be simple, clear, easy breezy, so that even a 5-6-year-old can know how to maneuver on your website. All right. So one of the things you want to do is you want to do what's called a user flow mapping. Let me tell you what that is. Okay. So this is a good idea to use to test your website, to figure out what is happening on your website, right? So, and in this case, the user flow takes the person from point to point on your website. It takes them through an entire journey, okay? One second. All right, so the user flow just takes them through, it's like a map. When you read a map, or what do you call it? MapQuest, when you're going on a journey, it shows you the entire customer journey. So you definitely want to do this, right? It's called a user flow mapping. Whoever builds your website should know how that works, right? And when you do that user flow mapping, it actually shows you the areas of your website that are good. the areas that are not good. It shows you where people are taking action. It shows you where people are bouncing off, right? Because there's certain areas where people just get stuck. It's not making sense. They bounce off your website. And remember that these days, people's attention span is very, very, very low. So you need to make sure when they pop on your website, they get whatever they need, easy breezy, in and out very quick, right? And then, so there is an app, depends on the website you have. If you have WordPress, a good app is called Hotspots Analytics. Let me repeat that. Hotspots Analytics. It's a plugin which they put on your website, and what it does is that it does a heat map tracking. It does a heat map tracking, basically showing you what areas people are bouncing off your website. And then if you have Shopify, which a lot of product-based businesses have Shopify, then you can use another app. It's called VWO Insights Heat Maps. So it actually tracks and visualizes your customer's entire journey, right? And then also what you can do is that it shows you everything. It shows you where they're scrolling. It shows you where they're clicking. You're able to know how many minutes the average person stays on your website before they leave. It shows you all that. And then it also allows you to run reports based on segmentations, right? Based on different segments. So that's a good one if you have a Shopify website, right? So, I meet a lot of business owners whose products are not selling. They're experiencing a lot of high bounce rates, people coming onto their websites and leaving, and then they start doubting themselves. They start doubting their products. They're thinking that something is wrong with their products. And that is actually false. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your products. Is 9 times out of 10, it is your systems. It's your systems, how things are set up, right? So you want to have a professional look at your website, do an assessment of your website, and also have someone take a journey, right? Meaning have someone who's not related to you. She can be a good girlfriend, someone who's neutral, someone who is not afraid of telling you the truth. Have someone go through your website and give you, an honest assessment of their experience on your website. Again, don't let it be your significant other, because usually with significant others, they don't want to hurt your feelings, they don't want to offend you, and they will not tell you the truth, right? So have someone who is, very neutral go through your website and tell you, how they feel about your website. And also be mindful of your mobile journey as well, because some websites look a certain way on a desktop computer and then a totally different way on a mobile device. So you need to make sure that the journey on your mobile device is just as pleasant as your desktop, right? So make sure it's configured for both desktop and mobile. Very, very important. I see that issue a lot. All right. So please make sure that you go back and you watch the previous 3 videos. The series is really on how to improve your product sales online. It helps you to identify the issues that you may be experiencing with your product sales online, your entire digital journey, right? And like I said earlier, the problem could be that you're not painting the right picture for your customer to step into, right? Because you sell by painting the picture. You sell by painting the picture. Think of how many things is like, we, especially we women, we buy with our emotions. We buy with our emotions. You bought that dress is because you imagine yourself how beautiful you look in that dress. Sometimes you imagine yourself at party, at church, wherever it is you're going with that dress, right? People looking at you, people you're going to take pictures with. So we buy with our emotions. So you have to learn how to paint the picture for your customer to step into and purchase whatever it is you're selling. And then also, I share that you have to not be afraid of sales. You cannot be afraid of selling your products. You cannot be lukewarm. When you're selling, you are selling, right? When you go to the mall, when you step into a store, you step into that store knowing that you are there to buy. They are going to ask you, what do you want to buy, right? So you need to do the same thing. When people step onto your website, you need to be ready to sell to them. Or if you're doing a live event, a sales presentation, don't come at it with a negative mindset. Don't approach it where you're like, I don't know if they're going to buy, blah, blah, blah. No, if you truly believe in whatever it is you're selling, you should be confident that people are going to buy it, right? So you got to be not passive, but assertive when it comes to sales. And then also, I talk about targeting the right audience. You've got to target the right audience. If you are, for example, are selling winter coats, why would you be selling your winter coats to people in Hawaii, right? So you've got to make sure that you're selling your products online to the people who want where you are. So you also have to learn where to find your ideal customer. You need to know how to locate your ideal customer, because again, I find so many people who spend a lot of money on the inventory and don't have any sales systems. So you have inventory that is looking at you. And it doesn't mean there's something wrong with your product. It just means that you have not learned how to connect to your ideal customer. And your ideal customer are the people who want what you have, right? All right. So you want to definitely go back and watch those 3 videos so your products can start soaring, right? So I would say it's definitely time to take action. And let me know in the comments if you are committed to taking action and transforming your business. Let me see action in the comments, right? Let me see the word action. Now, I have a free gift for you. Absolutely, absolutely free. I'm not selling anything. If you're joining me on Instagram, awesome. If you're not joining me on Instagram, then you need to visit my Instagram page, which is just at Yvonne Tasm Monetizer. And in my my link tree, up on the bio in my link tree, the very first item is my free my free market client attraction guide, right? It's a free guide that teaches you how to attract your right client. It's a free guide. So you want to visit my bio over on Instagram, click on it, and get a copy of that free guide. It's going to help you a great deal, right? Alrighty, so make sure you get that. It should definitely help you. I think that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this beautiful Monday. It has been your girl, Yvonne Tasm, the Monetizer. And again, make sure you join me over at the Business Acceleration for Female Entrepreneurs. That is where we launch our businesses and make things happen. And I'm still doing the free business assessment, right? That's a free business assessment. Basically, if you already have a business or you're wanting to launch a business and you need me to do a free assessment with you, please, the link for that is also in my bio. You can click on that and schedule an appointment where we can look at your business. I have so much happening behind the scenes. It is wild. It's excitingly wild. So I'll be sharing more and more with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Love you. God bless you. I'll see you same place, same time next Monday. Bye-bye. See ya.